Hi, everybody. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Rhoda. If you have returned, thank you so very much. I appreciate you more than you know. Where has September gone? I blinked and now we're in October. I can't believe it. Time is flying right by. Now is the time for me to take you through all the products that I tried in September, if I have had enough time testing them out to be able to have a final thought on them. If there's a product that I have used that you've seen on my channel that is not in this video, it's because I really haven't been able to test it long enough or well enough or in different ways to be able to finalize my thoughts on it and include it in this video. So if it's not in this video, it'll most likely be in my October roundup video. So we're going to do this speed review style, and I'm going to take you through everything that I used. It's mostly base products this month, and it's not a whole bunch. It's foundation, powder, concealer, and of course the Hourglass face palettes. So let's get started, shall we? I have a face cream that I want to talk about in this video. I've not talked about it before. I did receive it in a RèPHR order that I had placed maybe 6 months ago. This is the RèPHR Intense Hydration Cream, and it came in the package. It was gifted. So I had it in my drawer for a while, and a couple of weeks back, I had terribly dry skin. I don't know. I think it was the retinol I was using, perhaps, and maybe I overdid it, and it just really dried out my skin. Anyway, I never normally have a problem with the retinol that I use, but I guess it was the change in seasons, maybe change in the climate. I'm not sure what the reason was. Maybe I was dehydrated. Who knows? Point is, I want to talk about this here cream. Wow. I whipped it out. It said intense hydration cream. I thought, okay, let me try it. And I applied it to the dry patches that I had. It was mostly over here on the side of my face, on both sides, but mostly on the right side. Very, very strange. So I applied this, and for being an intense, heavy cream, it really did a fantastic job of moisturizing my skin. All of the dry and scaly patches completely went away almost instantly. And for being such an intense, heavy cream, it didn't feel heavy on my skin. It just soaked right in and made my skin feel absolutely amazing. So I wanted to talk about it today only because depending where you are in the world, it might not apply, but where I am, we are in fall and we're about to get into the colder months where my skin does tend to get a little bit drier. And so this will be on my counter for the days where I need a little bit of extra help, a little bit of extra hydration. But I'm telling you, it is just feels so good on the skin. So, so good on the skin. Not heavy, not greasy, just melts right in, goes in there and just does its job and doesn't bother you. So, shout out to this because I don't hear anybody talking about it and it deserves some love. So, I'm shouting it out here. If you have extremely dry skin, try this out. You will love it. All right, moving on to primer. I tried one primer this month, the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer. Reminds me of the Glowish Blur Jam that is now discontinued or about to be discontinued. I did buy a backup. I love that so much. It's got that putty sort of gel-like texture. This one is sort of a less intense version of the Glowish Blur Jam. If you have ever used that, that should give you an indication of the level of blurriness that this will provide. It is an okay primer. I don't love it as much as the Glowish Blur Gem. I really don't. I didn't really see a major difference when I tried this. When I've tried this several times just on one side of my face with both the Huda, the new Huda foundation, which I will talk about next, and with other foundations as well, just to see what kind of a difference does this make. Does it make a difference? A slight difference. Does it keep oils at bay, like in this area where I tend to get shiny or oily if I ever do? Yes, it does. In an incredibly more magical way? No. So it does, it's nice, it's good. It's not my favorite. I will continue to use it, but I will definitely not pick it up again. Like I said, it's not bad. It's fine. It works. If you're very, very oily, I don't know if this will be intense enough. Don't get me wrong. It does a nice job of, priming the face, and the foundations go on beautifully over it. It's silicone-free, so it plays nice with most all foundations, but you know, it's okay. It's all right. I'll give it that. But the Huda Beauty Easy Blur foundation that was released alongside the Easy Blur primer, well, that is a different story. I picked up two shades, coconut, toasted coconut, and custard. Toasted coconut is 240N and custard is 220N. I use them both interchangeably. Today I'm wearing 240N toasted coconut. Custard is a little bit lighter. I'll probably be reaching for custard more as the winter months approach and I lose more and more and more of my summer tan. But for now, 240 toasted coconut really, really works well for me. I love this foundation. It's got very, very good coverage, feels very, very light on the skin, is very, very blurring, perfects the skin, goes on beautifully. The first time I tried it, I felt like it made me look a little bit makeup-y, and I think it was because I probably applied a little bit more than I actually needed of this foundation. You really don't need a lot. It's very pigmented. A little goes a long way. It's got a nice thin consistency, but the coverage is incredible and very, very natural looking. And this is an incredible release from Huda. I love this foundation. All right, moving on to concealers. I have two to talk about this month. This is the MAC Studio Radiance 24-Hour Luminous Lift Concealer. I can't believe I remember that. I have such a hard time doing that. I picked up two shades, NC17 and N18. This I featured in a trying new makeup video. So this is what I have to say about this. So it is luminous, but not too luminous, but it's not matte either, which is a very, very good thing. It's a medium to full coverage concealer. I will say it's full, definitely. And it's supposed to be very, very hydrating and 24-hour wear and all of those amazing claims. This concealer, after just a couple hours of wear, maybe 2, 3, 4 hours in, depending on the day, because I have tested it out a lot. And every time I pretty much got the same result. The coverage is very, very nice. The consistency is very, very nice. The look of it is very, very nice, but this concealer is just too heavy for me. I look like the desert under my eyes. I have a lot of fine lines and I have to start being a lot pickier with my concealers. Very, very recently, I've just been noticing a lot of concealers just looking really, really heavy under my advanced age eyes, and this one is just not for me. I've heard a lot of people ranting and raving about it. It doesn't mean it's a bad concealer, but if you have a lot of fine lines under your eyes, you might want to stay away from this one. It looks cakey, it looks heavy, everything just settled into my fine lines and wrinkles under my eyes. I'm not a fan of this at all, at all. Literally, it emphasized lines that I didn't even know I had. And so that's a big no-no in this house. I don't know about yours, but no. I can't remember if I mentioned off the top, all of these products have been featured on my channel either in a dedicated video, such as the Huda Beauty, the next concealer I'm about to talk about, or in a trying new makeup using a bunch of new products. Just wanted to mention that, and I'll link them in the description box if you want to check those out if you haven't seen them already. And actually, at this point, I might as well mention that everything I do have on my face today will be listed in the description box down below. Okay, moving on, let's talk about this Westman Atelier concealer. All right, I picked up two shades, L4 and M2. I'm wearing them both today. I mixed them up. I put L4, which is a little bit lighter than M2 in the corners, inner corners, and then the rest is M2. The first time I used these puppies, I loved the way that it looked when you first apply it. They're so smooth, so beautiful. Just, I thought I found, wow, like the ultimate concealer. That's what I thought. And then this is the first time I used it. And then a few hours later, it looked cakey and heavy, and it just didn't really look that great. Then I think I mentioned this in my last video, a subscriber said that you need extremely little amount of this and then build up from there with a very, very light dusting of a powder. And so I did try it that way and I loved it that way. Okay, when I used very, very little of this product, just dotted it on very, very small amounts, and use the RèPHR very, very lightweight powder. The results were incredible when I used it that way. The first time I used it, I used the Mario powder. I don't know if that affected it at all. I am going to be talking about that powder very, very soon. If you use this sparingly, if you powder it with a very, very light powder, you will be okay. I definitely need color corrector for this, although I didn't wear any today, just so you can see what it's like without a color corrector. You might not be able to see it, but I can see it. But I wear a color corrector 99% of the time. So that's not a thing for me. That's okay. It's got a nice coverage. It really, really does. I can get away with not wearing a color corrector like today, but if I wanted to perfect it, I would use one. So here's what I'm going to say about these. They're extremely expensive. Like they're $65 Canadian, I believe. Yes, $65 Canadian. They're gorgeous. I love the bottle. I love the packaging, you know, all of it. I've mentioned this a couple times in my past videos. Here's the thing that I want to say. I have them. I am going to continue to use them. And if you use them in the right way, you will get beautiful results. But I don't always have the time. I don't always have the time to sit there and dot, then go back. I mean, it's worth it. The result's worth it, but I don't always have the time. So it's a little bit finicky in that way. And I don't like finicky products. I want something that I can swipe on, not worry if I applied even just a little bit too much, and then, you know, a couple hours later look like I have, you know, 1,000 wrinkles under my eyes or creasing or anything like that. Is it a beautiful product? It is. It is. I hope I'm not confusing the situation. It's gorgeous. You have to use it in the correct way, in the right way, so that it doesn't bunch up on you and look like you're 150 years old 2 or 3 hours in. I will continue to use it. I will finish these. They are beautiful, but I don't think I'll ever repurchase. You know? DiorForever contour stick. All right. So this isn't new. I have tried it, featured it. I initially bought the shade 02 Tan of the 4 shades that are available. 02 Tan is the warmest of the other 4. The other 4 are more cool, contoury shades. And I thought I really want to try one of those shades. Because I don't like too much darkness on my cheeks, I thought, you know what, let me go for shade number 1. So I picked that up so I can test it out. So this isn't a product specific thing that I'm going to talk about. It is a shade thing. I want to show you what this shade number 1 looks like. I'm going to do just a swipe, okay? When you swatch it, it looks really, really nice. A nice, cool, not too dark shade that I thought would be perfect. This looks straight up gray. Gray, the grayest gray you can gray. That's what it looks like on my skin tone. If we have the same sort of skin tone, this looks like dirt. It looks like dirt on your face. I do not like this shade. I love this formula. Love the formula. And I love my 02 Tan, the warmest one. But this one for a cool, it's so deceiving too because it doesn't look that cool. Like you see in the swatch, like it looks all right. Still looks a little gray. It does. It does look a little gray on my hand here. I mean, you can see it, but still you could kind of, it looks like you could get away with it. But no, when I put this on, I'm not wearing it today, okay? Because I didn't want to look like I rolled in a pile of dirt. So just be forewarned. I don't know why I went with 1. I should have gone with number 3. I don't even know. Should I even try number 3? I might. I might. And if I do, I'll let you know. Okay, my final thoughts on the Mario powder. I've featured this on my channel a few times, and so this is what I have to finally say about it. I don't like how flimsy the plastic is. It's a very, very flimsy packaging. I do have to call that out. Does it bother me? No, but I expect maybe a little bit more. Maybe. Just me? I don't know. This powder is very, very finely milled. It's silky smooth. It's blurring. It doesn't feel heavy on the face. It feels very, very nice. And it does a very, very good job of locking in your makeup, making everything look just smooth and beautiful and blurred. Does everything that it says it's supposed to do. It is very, very nice. I use the shade medium light. It does look okay under the eyes. It does, but you have to be extremely careful. I would say if you have some wrinkly dinklies under your eyes, maybe avoid the under eye area because sometimes this can make even the best concealer look a little bit heavy. That's why when I was testing out the Westman Atelier and even the MAC concealer, this one made them look kind of worse. So if you have wrinkles under your eyes, maybe avoid this one under the eyes, my loves, not anywhere else. Anywhere else, it looks really, really, really great. I like to have a powder, a loose powder that I don't have to worry about applying under my eyes. I want a one and done and be able to powder my under eyes and my whole face. Is it a bad powder? No, it's a great, great powder. But if, like I mentioned, you have some extra wrinklage, maybe just avoid that area. But otherwise, really, a really, really great powder. I'm not wearing it today. Today, I'm testing out another new powder, the Danessa Myricks Evolution. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, so far so good, but I can't talk about it right now because it's the first time I used it and I have to examine it, test it, and do all the things that I do before I can talk about a product to you. This one, really, really nice powder. Can't really say anything bad about it. Very, very nice. Everyone really, really young on YouTube who does makeup, if you see them, it just looks flawless, right? It looks flawless. And it does for me over here and over here. And if I'm really, really careful under my eyes, but if I'm not careful, it can make my under eyes look heavy. And so for that reason, it's, it's good. It's good. And depending on your needs, this might be a slam dunk for you. You never know. So now let's talk about the Hourglass Holiday Face Palettes. I picked up two of them. I picked up the Dragon and the Evil Eye palette. Okay, so I have to call out the Evil Eye thing, okay? Because my mom's upset. My mom's upset. So I just want to say, I'm Greek, right? And so evil eye, the eye is a big part of our culture, but we don't call it the evil eye. It wards off evil. And my mom's really, really upset that people call it the evil eye because it's not evil. The eye itself is supposed to protect you. And I told her, listen, I'm going to do my September roundup, all right? And I will let everybody know that the eye isn't evil. Okay, it protects us from the evil. So there, now I've made that known. All right, mommy, I hope you're happy. I know that it's just what it's called, and we all know what it's supposed to do, or maybe we don't. I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so these are so beautiful. They have not left my side since I picked them up. I did an entire video comparing them to each other, comparing them to last year's palettes, applied them to my face. If you have not seen that video, do check it out. It was an interesting exercise. It really, really was. I love these so much. I love them more, I think, than my last year's leopard and jellyfish. I love them more. I'm reaching for these more than I've ever reached for those, although those are beautiful too, but you just can't get them anymore. So these are gorgeous. Take a little peek inside. This is the Dragon palette. So gorgeous. You have your finishing powders, your bronzer, and your blushes. And now I'll show you the eye palette, not the evil eye. Okay, the eye. Here's a peek inside the evil eye palette. So beautiful. So I reach for both of them almost daily. I am wearing the evil eye. Oops. I'm wearing the eye. I'm wearing the eye today. I used the bronzer and I used this blush right here, used the finishing powder, and I also used this gorgeous, gorgeous highlight on my cheeks, but I also added it to the inner corner of my eye. So I reach for them both because the biggest difference for me between them are the blush shades. My favorite blush shade in the Dragon palette, let me show you one sec. My favorite blush in the Dragon palette is this peachy one right here, although I love this one too, this more movie one. I love them all. I love them all, and I use them interchangeably depending on what I'm feeling like for the day. So they sit right next to me. Oh, let me show them to you side by side so you can see. Did I do that already? I can't remember. Anyway, here they are in all of their glory. They're beautiful, fabulous. When they're released, they're only available on the Hourglass website, but now they're available at Sephora as well, I believe. And they're beautiful and magical, and I love them. And they're soft and elegant. And I love having both palettes because they both work for me. And like I said, I just have them on my desk, and every day I'm reaching for one thing or another from these palettes. Either I use them in their entirety or I just pick and choose what I'm using for that day. But anyway, these are wonderful. I love them. They're my favorite thing that I tried in September. I was hoping to be able to talk to you about the YSL Make Me Blush blushes. the 3 that I ordered from the YSL website. They still have not arrived, but finally I did get my refund from YSL. So that's good. It took a while. It's been well over a month. I think, can't remember, was it August 20th that I ordered them? Finally, a couple days ago, got my refund. All is good in the world. But I don't know, now they're available on Sephora Canada, and I don't even know if I want to try them. I mean, I will. We all know I will. But when I do, I'll pick them up on my next Sephora haul. But maybe I'll wait for the sale. The sale will be coming up very, very soon. So I'll probably wait and pick them up then. The YSL Blush Saga. My goodness. That is it. That is all for this September speed reviews. I didn't have a lot, surprisingly. Have you guys picked any of these items up? Have you tried them? Do you love them? Do you agree with me? Do you not? I am not a guru. I am just a guide for you, right? And giving you my opinions after extensively trying out these products. Some just stand out right away, and others just need a little bit of time so that we can figure out if they're for us or not. There's so much selection out there. And so having someone test things out and coming to them for their honest opinion and reviews, I think is really, really great. As always, thank you so very much for watching. I hope you find this helpful. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. That would be amazing. And hit the bell button so that you're notified every time I do post a video. And if you like this video, give it a nice tickle on the thumbs up. That really helps my channel out. I will see you guys in my next video very, very soon. Bye.